Hey folks, it's that time again. Welcome to 2 Minutes with Bill Robinson, brought to you by the Perry Hill Road Church of Christ here in Montgomery, Alabama. When's the last time you read the prophet Habakkuk? The message of the prophet is powerful, and the assurance for overcoming the mysteries of life are just as powerful. The origin and essence of that well-known phrase, the righteous shall live by his faith, and its meaning permeates the prophet's message. Habakkuk wants to know what God is going to do about the corruption and violence among his own people, among Judah. His patience with God to act is growing thin. God answers him, and he tells him two things. Number one, if I told you what I was about to do, you wouldn't believe me. And number two, don't presume just because you don't see anything happening that I'm doing nothing. When God finally does reveal to Habakkuk that he's bringing a nation more evil than Judah to punish Judah for their sinfulness, Habakkuk is aghast. It is then that God reminds him that whether he understands it or not, the righteous person lives by his or her faith. There are two things that Habakkuk learned about what that means. The first is in chapter 3 and verse 13. You went out for the salvation of your people, for the salvation of your anointed. In other words, everything God does, he does for the salvation of the righteous. So whatever you or I or the world want to accuse God of, know this: he is acting for the salvation of his people always. The second thing it means is found in chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. Though the fig tree should not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, the produce of the olive fail, and the fields yield no food, the flock be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stall. Yet will I rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in the God of my salvation. God, the Lord, is my strength. Simply stated, man shall not live by bread alone. In other words, if all that is necessary for Habakkuk's physical well-being and existence is lost, God is not. For God is the true source of joy and strength for a person living by his or her faith. How about you, friend? Would you like to learn more about what it means to live by faith? Email me at perryhillchurch@gmail.com. perryhillchurch@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to study with you. Thank you so much for listening.